the winter of 2012, the most photographed wolf on Earth walked out of Yellowstone for the last time. She didn't know she was crossing a line. No wolf does. There are no fences in the wild, only the invisible borders drawn by men. They called her 06. Tourists drove thousands of miles just to watch her hunt. Scientists called her the perfect wolf. And in December of that year, a single step beyond the park's edge cost her everything. This is the story of how the most famous wolf in the world met her end, and why her death changed the law. She was born in 2006, and that number became her name, 06. From the beginning, she was different. Wolves are pack hunters. They survive by numbers, by teamwork, by overwhelming their prey together. But 06 learned to do something almost no wolf does alone. She brought down full-grown elk by herself. Rangers watched her single out an animal 4 times her weight, chase it across open ground, and finish the hunt without a single packmate at her side. It wasn't just strength, it was strategy. She seemed to understand the land, the wind, the weakness in her prey, better than any wolf they had ever tracked. If you don't yet know how she rose to rule the valley, that story is waiting for you on this channel. But today, we're following her to the end. By 2010, 06 had built something rare. She founded her own pack in the Lamar Valley, a stretch of northern Yellowstone so rich with wildlife that biologists call it the Serengeti of North America. Her pack became known as the Lamar Canyon Wolves. She chose 2 brothers as her mates. She raised litter after litter of strong pups. And under her leadership, the Lamar Canyon pack became the most watched, most studied, most beloved family of wolves on the planet. Every winter, the roadside in Lamar Valley filled with people. Photographers waited for hours in freezing wind just for one frame of her. She wasn't afraid of them. She simply lived her life, hunting, leading, surviving, while the world watched in awe. For years, it seemed she was untouchable. But beyond the borders of the park, the ground was shifting. For decades, wolves in this region were protected by federal law. Inside Yellowstone, they were safe. The trouble was, wolves can't read maps. In 2012, protections were lifted across the surrounding states. For the first time in years, a hunting season on wolves opened right up to the park's edge. Inside the park, sanctuary. One step outside, open season. And here was the danger. In winter, the elk herds moved to lower ground, drifting beyond the park's boundary in search of food. And where the elk go, the wolves must follow. Hunger doesn't respect a property line. 06 and her pack began ranging farther east each winter, chasing the herds that kept them alive. Every mile took them closer to the invisible edge of their protected world. The people who loved her saw it coming. They just couldn't stop it. December 2012, the Lamar Canyon pack moved east, following the elk, as wolves have done for thousands of years. They crossed out of Yellowstone into Wyoming, where the season was open. It happened quietly. No drama, no struggle the cameras could capture. A single shot. And the wolf the whole world had come to know was gone. She was around 6 years old, in the prime of her life. The most famous wild wolf that had ever lived. And her story ended in an instant, on a patch of snow just outside the only place that could have kept her safe. The news traveled fast and far. Her death was reported in major newspapers around the world. People who had never set foot in Yellowstone grieved for a wolf they'd only seen in photographs. To many, she wasn't just an animal. She was a symbol of the wild, of freedom, of everything we stand to lose. Her death forced a hard question into the open. What does it mean to protect a creature if that protection ends the moment it steps over an invisible line? The debate over wolf hunting near the park grew louder than ever. O6 became more than a wolf. She became the center of a fight over how and whether we choose to defend the predators that share our world. In death, she changed the conversation in a way she never could have in life. O6 is gone. But walk through the Lamar Valley today, and her story is still alive, running in the blood of the wolves that hunt there now. Her descendants still roam the same ridgelines. Her line did not end on that winter day. It scattered into the valley and lived on. She was called the perfect wolf. Maybe she was. But perhaps what made her unforgettable wasn't her skill at all. It was that, for a few short years, she let the whole world watch a truly wild thing live exactly as it was meant to. If her story moved you, there's another wolf you should meet. One who walked over 1,000 miles completely alone, searching for a home. That story is coming next. Until then, listen for the call of the wild.